Liverpool! Come on!
Yeah, let's just take the point away and
still in Liverpool, man.
Found Robertson. Robertson pulls it back. 10 goals. Goal!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. The boy Ryan LFC back again, guys. Another top shelf video for you guys today. As you guys can see in the title, the Premier League is back. Match day 1 in the English Premier League. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Liverpool versus Fulham. Manchester United versus Brighton. Remember, Brighton destroyed Manchester United last year. Chelsea versus Everton. It's going to be a solid Premier League season. I am hoping Liverpool can take home the Premier League. We're going to give you guys our prediction and preview for match week 1. Listen, share your thought down in the comment section. Big up to everybody watching back on the replay. Share your thought down in the comment section. So, without further ado, guys, I have some special guests. I am going to bring them on and let them give you guys your prediction. So, first and foremost, I'm going to bring on Lucas, the former Liverpool brother. I'm just killing. But Lucas, good morning, sir. Welcome to the show, man. How are you doing?
Big up. I'm good, man. It's a long time, man. You know what I mean? Like, I remember you came on my channel before. I remember I came on yours one time, man.
It's a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure to speak to you when it comes on to football, especially Arsenal. Hopefully they can do well for you to satisfy, because back of the end of the season you were so miserable, and Arsenal make some fantastic signing, man. So I hope they do well for you, and I hope you guys have a positive season. But we will get into it. But without further ado, guys, I am going to bring on my brother from another mother, my co-worker, Jersey boy. This guy has done so many work behind the scene for the Ryan LFC, and I just want to let him know that I appreciate him and the viewers appreciate him. Sometimes I probably go over the top and, you know, tell him he need to be more positive and not too negative. But the end of the day, man, I want the best for him, and I know him. Sometimes I'm giving him a little bit of banter. Jersey boy, welcome, my brother, man. How are you doing?
Put my middle finger up as a joke, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, you do call me Mr. Negative all the time, but you know, I always get proved wrong. Right, I mean not wrong. Yeah, very happy to see the season to be back. I've missed football, bro. I'm glad to see the Premier League's back, and let's see what happens in match week 1.
So, people, my next guest I'm going to bring on, him named Sebastian. You know, that's you. That name is not too popular when it come on to name, but you know, very good guy, has been supporting the channel. When I look at him icon, click on him icon, him have probably over 400 comments on the Ryan LFC channel. So he's a big fan, and I am happy to have Sebastian. He's a big Liverpool fan. I hope he can be positive on this stream and say Liverpool going to win the league, not Manchester City. But I'm calling him out early, in a man. I want positive energy on the Liverpool side.
Oh my God!
What you bring out in the atmosphere, you will definitely. So welcome, Sebastian.
I'm not like Mr. Negative over here who says
Oh my God, I love it. Your phone literally went off. Turn your phone off.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, the second I put my middle finger up, your phone rings.
Fair enough. All right,
Well,
let's jump right into it, man. I'm going over to Jersey boy. How excited you are for the new Premier League season? Liverpool defeat Manchester City in the Community Shield by 3-1. Nunes with the late goal for Liverpool to send them on top. I want to ask you a question. After playing against Manchester City, do you believe it close, or are you still having Manchester City to win in the Premier League?
I still have City winning the league, but I believe it's going to be like last season, but it's going to the last game again. I don't believe it's going to be a one-horse race or whatever. I believe it's going to the final day. But you know, as the weeks go slowly by, my positive for Liverpool, not positivity because I'm positive. I'm more negative, Ryan. But slowly the weeks go by, I'm seeing there's a lot of problems with Man City. Like for example, their number one target right now is Cucurella. Chelsea have now agreed to sign Cucurella, so he's going to Chelsea now as their number one left back. So now Chelsea haven't got a proper left back. Not Chelsea, City. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But, you know, for me, as there's still a little bit of things to see with me in the City game. The City game, it was City's third preseason game. Carlton didn't have barely any time. But still, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, they all played 2 games. And there's not really, you know, an excuse for them. They were awful. We were good. Nunes, I think, is more ready than Haaland right now. And we all know how, as you said, Ryan, we all know how City work. City are crap normally by the beginning of the season, and they turn into a beast from like match week 25 till 38. So now, if this happens, then I think we win the league, hands down. If they lose Bernardo Silva, because I can't think of a single midfielder out there, Ryan, the City could sign that's as good as Bernardo Silva. Except Jude Bellingham, but Jude Bellingham's not for sale this summer. So if they lose Bernardo Silva, bro, who else is there to sign?
Okay. Fair enough. All right, let's go over to Lucas, man. Lucas, how you feel going into the new season? Jesus licking a chick from left to right. Arteta right look like him going to find the formula this season, man. How you feel?
To be honest, in my opinion, I think I'll start with the positive. I think we're looking good in pre-season. We've brought William Saliba back. I think Saliba potentially, like, I don't know why people are thinking that he could actually be like Van Dijk. I wouldn't go that far, but Saliba looks very good. He looks very good potential. Gabriel Jesus is a very good signing. Zinchenko is coming very well. Brought this Vieira kid. So we've brought some decent signings in, but I'm still not convinced that we can get top 4 this season. Right, I think we need to add at least another 2 or 3 players, a maximum 3 more signings. I think what we can do is we could do with another 2 midfielders. I think we need a defensive midfielder in case what happens to Thomas Partey. I think we need another midfielder like a number 8, someone like a Tillemans or Paqueta, and I think we need a wide wing player that can obviously, like, we're linked with the PSV winger, so Cody. So I think if we can get those type of additions in, I think we can 100% get that top 4 and be up there with Spurs. But for the moment, positives I will say is, we're looking good at the moment. Gabriel Jesus is doing the business for us, which is very good. Got rid of Aubameyang. But can Jesus do that in the league? That's to remain to be seen. We've got Palace on Friday, a very, very difficult place to go to, a ground where we don't do well, a ground where we lost 3-0 last season. And I'm confident we can win that game. But I think it's going to be a difficult game. It's just about the players. If Arsenal can go with the same team that beat Seville 6-0 on Saturday, I think we can beat Palace.
Okay, fair enough. But I want to go back a little bit when you said that you don't think Arsenal are going to finish in the top 4.
Yeah.
Why you think that though? Because they make some good signing, or the squad
They've made some good signings, but the trouble is I still think it's people like Granit Xhaka are going to make mistakes over the years. Think about like Xhaka has made all those mistakes. People could say, oh yeah, he's improved. He's the best punch out of the whole midfield. But the trouble is, he's made mistakes like in previous moments of games. Whereas if Partey gets injured, remember the African Cup of Nations last season? We had so many midfielders out. We didn't strengthen in the January transfer window, which cost us, right? And then Arsenal Saturday went on a bit of a good run. But then obviously the last couple of games of the season, that Newcastle game, which we bottled it. So I think we're going to be up there with Manchester United and Chelsea challenging for the top 4. But I think we need to add at least a couple of more additions into that midfield. I still think we need two more midfielders and a wide winger, at least maximum 2 to 3 players. If we can get those additions, I definitely think I'm so optimistic with this team because what I like is obviously you've got Saliba, which has come back. He's been amazing in pre-season. Zinchenko's come in and done very well. But I just think exactly what is Marcel saying. I think the mentality is the problem. And we've got to beat teams like Crystal Palace away, the Brightons, the Southamptons. You've got to beat these sort of teams to get into the Champions League. Last season, we beat Chelsea away. We beat Manchester United at home. We beat West Ham as well, away, home and away. So we've beaten some good teams last season. It's just that the teams like Tottenham away where we don't do well. Newcastle, we didn't do well last season. If we need to obviously like add more additions because if we don't sign any more players, I think we're going to finish 5th or 6th, in my opinion, and I think we're going to be into the Europa League again because if this manager has to deliver, Arteta and Edu have to deliver because if we don't get Champions League football this season, then he's got to go. There's no excuses whatsoever. People can banter whether they're not Arsenal fans or not, if they want to keep Arteta or not. But what I'm saying is, if he doesn't deliver and get Champions League football and doesn't add the right requirements, at least bring in 3 more players, he's got to go, in my opinion, because it's a failure. We've spent the most money since he's come in, right? For over 400 million we have spent, right? Look at Liverpool, right? Do they spend that sort of money? No, because they know how to invest. They went to go and get players like Andy Robertson from the lower leagues. So, for me, yeah, okay, you can spend the amount of money what you want, even if you're not doing well, it's still ain't going to make a difference. You've got to spend the right money on the right investments, and that's what Liverpool did. Liverpool won the Champions League a couple of years ago. Liverpool won the Premier League quite a couple of years ago. They won 2 trophies last season, just won the Charity Shield. Liverpool winning trophies every single year. So that's what you've got to do. We're Arsenal Football Club. Why can't we not go and get both Tielemans and Paqueta? Why is it that we're taking ages with Leicester? Whereas, for example, if Liverpool wanted to go and get someone like that, right? If I was a Liverpool fan, I'll go and get someone like Tielemans. Think about it, because Henderson and Thiago are injured, are probably going to get injured soon. They're getting old a little bit. You take them 2 out. Liverpool need a Jude Bellingham in that midfield. Someone young, someone fresh. And I'd think, right, Liverpool probably not going to win the league this season because they haven't got someone like a Jude Bellingham in midfield. Whereas why do you have to wait till next year to get all these deals done? Go and get them now because, yeah, Liverpool might have enough quality in midfield. You've got Henderson, we've got Thiago, who can probably do another job for another year. But Thiago's injuries are not great. Henderson gets injured on, not too much, but gets injured on maybe the one odd occasion. You take them 2 out of the equation, who have you got in midfield? Naby Keita ain't great. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's injury-prone SC. You take those out, who have you got? No one. So Liverpool needs someone like a Jude Bellingham.
I agree with you, man. Even Tielemans would have been good because, you know, Axe injured, Navigator injured. 2 of them wasn't available for the practice game yesterday. And I think that's going to be Liverpool weakest this season. But if they can keep fit, I believe we have a chance. Carvalho, I think he's a very good player. But I don't want to put too many pressure on the youngster. Right? But yeah. But anyway, Sebastian, let's get right into it, man. Arsenal open the Premier League. It's going to be a cracker at Cedar Park. Arsenal find it difficult to beat Crystal Palace at Crystal Palace. What are you making of Arsenal signing and how you believe that Patrick Vieira will approach this game. He played Arsenal last season and played them very well. Arsenal legend. How do you think Arsenal going to approach this one?
I think Arsenal just need to play the same lineup as versus Sevilla. If they can do that, I'm sure they will win. And that Arsenal team is so talented that even if they bench one player, they can probably fit another one in and still win. I think Arsenal will just wait and go for counterattacks and try to not let Palace score the first goal. If Palace scores the first goal, I would be worried about Arsenal, because if Chris Palace score the first, I don't think Arsenal can turn it around, but you never know. Arsenal might turn up and win.
The money that Arsenal spend, they're not supposed to sit behind the ball against Crystal Palace. Come on, bro. They're playing Crystal Palace. The money that Arteta, he's supposed to ball position, dictating the game against Crystal Palace. So sitting behind the ball, that's not good. Against a Palace team, come on, man. Spend too much money to do that, man. This is where Arsenal have the problem, Sebastian. When they play against these small team, they have to impact. You understand? They have to impact and show that. Clearly, they do well in preseason, but when it come on to the first game of the season, and that's where Arsenal weakness is. Always prepare well in preseason, but the first game of the season against Norwich, they lose. This game they have to win, Sebastian. So sitting behind the ball not going to help them.
They gotta, from the first minute, from kickoff basically, they gotta press them really hard and get the ball and try to press Palace back and take the game to themselves and just win this game. Because I don't think they want the same start as last season, where they lost 2-0 to Brentford and then lost 3 games in a row after that. So Arsenal gotta step up versus these kind of teams if they wanna guarantee top 4 every season. Yeah. Should I say my prediction, by the way? Or
give me a prediction.
Well, I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal. Think it will be a close game. But Crystal Palace, they are a tricky team to beat. 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay, over to you, Arsenal. Jersey boy.
Okay, I've gone a bit more comfortable. I've gone Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2. I think Gabriel Jesus will score his official debut goal for Arsenal, and I think we might get a Saliba header or something like that. I think 2-0, comfortable Arsenal win.
You saying the same thing to comfortable Lucas?
2-1 Arsenal.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Ryan, what do you think?
I think Arsenal are going to win, but against Crystal Palace, it's always been a very difficult game.
You can't afford to lose that first game of the season, otherwise pre-season means nothing.
Because you guys had that last season with Brentford. You can't have that again. You got to go straight in. Here's a good question. Demo says, how do you feel about Odegaard being your official new captain?
Demo, mate, I got asked that a number of times on my channel. But no, big up Demo, man. I hope you're good, man. No, how do you feel Odegaard? For me, him as a captain, I'm not sure about him being a captain because it's about whether has he actually got the leadership on the skills. I think he's a good player for Arsenal standards and one of Arsenal's best midfielders. And for me, he looks very sharp in pre-season. I like Martin Odegaard. Sometimes he can be a little bit inconsistent and he does need to work on that a bit. But him as a captain, I would have given it to someone like Kieran Tierney or Aaron Ramsdale. But of course, I understand why he gave it to Odegaard because Tierney always gets injured. And do you really want an injury captain? That's the thing. So let's wait and see what happens on Odegaard. For me, got to give him a chance, see what he does. I'm not really convinced by it, but I'm willing to give him a chance for a captaincy.
I think one of the problem with this Arsenal team, when you look at Arsenal over the years, Patrick Vieira, the Cesc Fabregas, they have a lot of leader. Even Nasri, a lot of leader. And I find this strange that Arteta building this team and not going for even two older player, not in the 30s, but the 28, 27, to bring a little bit of experience mixed with the youth, because we see when it come on to pressure moment at Newcastle, the youngster them crack. And even Shaka, as bad as thing him have a lot of experience, man, he don't show that because he always gets some silly red card. As a leader, you have to show and you have to go there, show example. You can't just send off the pitch. You understand? So I think this Arsenal team need a little bit more leader. But I wouldn't give Tierney the captain either, because this guy half of the time not available for the game. I would give Ramsdale the captain. Him have that passion, that playing for Arsenal, him have that fight. I would give the goalkeeper the captain armband.
So would I.
If Tierney could keep fit, I would give him, right? I would give him, but for right now, I would give the goalkeeper the captain armband. He look more mature than all of the Arsenal players. That said a lot about Arsenal, all right? But anyway, let's move on to the next game. I believe that Arsenal are going to win.
Yeah.
Arsenal are going to win 3-1. Strongly believe they're going to win 3-1. I believe in this Arsenal
So
team.
me and you are going comfortable for Arsenal.
Yeah. I think Palace going to find it really difficult to play against this Arsenal.
And they haven't got Conor Gallagher anymore, so I think Gallagher was essential to them.
Yep. It's going to be a big miss for them. But remember, yeah. So let's move on to the next game. We're going to talk about the Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. New promoted team Bournemouth back in the Premier League. Villa under Stevie Gerrard haven't been good in the last part of the season, but Villa have a pretty decent preseason. Leon Bailey looking fresh. What do you guys think about Solanke, top goal scorer in the Championship last season for
I believe
Bournemouth?
we sold
Can
him,
he
bro.
do it? Can he do it in the Premier League?
Bro, he was shit at Liverpool, and we managed to sell him for 25 million, and that's how good Edwards was, bro. He's actually been doing bits in the Championship along with Mitrovic. Them two scored huge amount of goals, but I think Mitrovic and Solanke will barely score in the league. Bournemouth, they looked okay last season. Not, the crazy thing was they got knocked out in the FA Cup by a non-league team in Bournemouth. They're not that good, Bournemouth. I think they're going to go straight back down. And Aston Villa, looking very good. Very happy to see Leon Bailey, Ryan. He looks a good player now. But the concern, of course, is Leon's fitness. And I think maybe he needs to bulk up in his legs, bro, because he needs more muscle in his legs to keep those hamstrings going. They made some good signings. They've got Coutinho now on a permanent deal. They've now got they saw Matt Target. They've got now a Swedish player left back. They got on loan. You've got Diego Carlos. I don't know how well Carlos is going to do, but they've got the defensive bit better. I think Aston Villa are going to do good this season, and I think they're going to be right up there. But what did I go with? But I think it's going to be Bournemouth 1, Villa 3. Comfortable for Aston Villa in their first game.
What said you, Sebastian, on this game? Solanke, can he prove himself in the Premier League?
Oh yeah, I forgot Kamara as well.
He's awful. He's a Championship level player. He's not gonna cut it in the Premier League.
You think Kamara's shit?
No, I said Solanke.
Oh, Solanke, bro. He's god awful.
He's garbage. I know Villa has made some good transfers that I like from them. All of them basically. Villa, Leon Bailey, I hope he can do a very good season. I think Villa will wipe the floor with Bournemouth. I think it's going to be 4-0 and Leon Bailey to score 2 goals.
Okay, fair enough. So, as a Liverpool fan, Sebastian, do you believe that Solanke is a garbage? Because or he's just a championship player. Remember, didn't get enough time to prove himself at Liverpool in the Premier League, right? Play 2 or 3 games. I'm not going to judge him by that. I'm not going to say him a garbage, but I want to see what he can do in the Premier League. Scoring 30 goals, over 25 goals in the championship. No, probably he's a championship player. Go ahead, Jose.
Quickly, Ryan, before you go on to Luca, what I was going to say, bro, is what I mean is he's garbage in terms of you clearly see when he's playing in the league, he looks nothing like a Premier League player. That's what I mean by garbage. He's not an awful player because you've got to be some sort of good to be scoring 30 or so goals in the championship. Mitrovic scored 40. I think Solanke scored 30 or so. I don't think Solanke's garbage, but he's clearly not Premier League level. And in the terms of the Premier League, he's garbage. In terms of football player, he's not garbage. So, but yeah, he's not that good. Luca, what do you think about Bournemouth?
I think Bournemouth overall are going to be one of those teams where they're actually going to stay up because most of their players are full of championship. Yes, they've got the experience of Gary Cahill, and I know he's a Premier League.
There he is. You are the right time. You are the right time. Right when we talk about Villa.
Hey.
Hello, Josh.
How are you? How are you all?
I'm good.
Continue, Lucas.
But now, as I was saying, Solanke for me is one of those players where he's only good enough in the championship, whereas Bournemouth needs a striker where they're actually going to stay up because Bournemouth don't really have any decent players that are actually going to stay up. Yeah, they've got. I don't know if they still got David Brooks at the football club or not.
Yeah.
So Bournemouth for me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking they're going to get relegated this season. They've lost Eddie Howe. He was quite good when he was there for a very long time. Like, the manager, what they got now. Who's their manager again?
Scott Parker.
Yes. No, they're definitely going down. If it's Scott Parker, they're definitely going down. There's no way he's actually going to end up keeping Bournemouth up because Scott Parker's going to lose a lot of football matches.
Okay. Fair enough. Over to you, Mr. Leon Bailey. Great form this season. Who you think him going to hit the Premier League by storm? Looking good in pre-season, man. What do you think about Stevie Gerrard, man, after a poor back end of the season coming into this one? Good pre-season. What do you think about Villa going to do personally? Leon Bailey. What do you think of Villa this season? They're looking fresh. They're looking hungry. They look like they're up for it this season, man. How you feel?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And big up for having me on. Look, as Craig Butler said, Leon Bailey is going to go down as one of the best players in the Premier League history. That's what he said. He said on Leon Bailey's recent post. So, look, the big thing about Leon Bailey is where does he fit in this Aston Villa system? Steven Gerrard usually plays a 4-3-3. He plays Watkins down the middle. He plays Coutinho on the left.
Connection problems, Josh.
Yeah, Josh have a little bit of connection, people. But yeah, he come in some odd. He's a Villa fan, so he come out.
Am I back?
Yeah, you were frozen. You were frozen for 30 seconds, Josh.
I don't know what happened there. I was on a good one there. I was on about so Villa in terms of the system, the 4-2-3-1. Coutinho plays obviously on the left. Bailey could fit on the right, and you could play a cam and a striker. So Gerrard's been changing the system, and the big part of that is to fit Leon Bailey in. Is literally to fit Leon Bailey in, and I think Bailey's going to take it by storm. But it's a big year for Steven Gerrard. Let's not beat around the bush here. He was heavily backed by Aston Villa, heavily backed. The expectations of Aston Villa is to finish top 8. We are expected to finish top 8. Now, how hard is that? A top 8 finish? It is not easy in this league. So, for me, do I believe in Steven Gerrard? Absolutely. Do I think he can get the job done? I do. Do I think It's the one thing that really lacks for me is who's going to score our goals this season. Is it going to be Ollie Watkins? Is it going to be Danny Ings? Or are we going to have the likes of Coutinho, Bailey, Watkins, Ings all sharing it about? Do you know what I mean? So, look, big things to come from Villa, but we cannot lose the opening game against Bournemouth. No way.
But I hear you calling some interested name. Most of these players can play in the top 16, probably not start. I think Coutinho probably could start. Bailey looking excited. Solanke. But clearly, sorry about Solanke. Clearly about Danny Ings, man. I think this guy should lead the line, but for some reason Gerrard prefer Watkins more. I don't understand. That's the guy who win the Premier League last season, man. Watkins, they should bury Manchester City and have him up for that now.
So, for me, you're right. Danny Ings is the natural goal scorer. He'll be the man who scores in that 18-yard box, takes his chances. What I would say about the Villa system with Danny Ings is that Danny Ings can go missing at times. He won't impact the overall build-up play. He doesn't impact outside of the 18-yard box. But when that ball drops in the 18-yard box, there's only one player one on it. It's Danny Ings. Watkins gives you a bit more. But the big worry about Ollie Watkins is he scored one goal all pre-season. That was against Walsall. Has missed some big chances. We're talking sitters. He's missed this in pre-season. And a lot of Villa fans are asking and questioning his confidence in front of goal. So I'm with you, Ryan. If I really had to choose, I would probably like to see, especially with pushing for that top 8, you've got to have a goal scorer in your team. You've got to have someone who's going to score 15 to 20 goals. I think Danny Ings is that man.
Yeah. A question by Marcella on the stream for you. What do you think about I like him, means captain. I like him. I like the fight. Always seems like he want to fight with the defender them and stuff. Sometimes I think he have a very good game against City that last game of the season. You know, what do you think about he leading the Aston Villa team?
I don't think so. I don't think he had a good game that game.
So for me, it's a big move from Steven Gerrard to make John McGinn as captain. There's two debates that have been happening with Aston Villa. Should Tyrone Mings be starting every game? Should John McGinn be starting every game? And he's taken the captaincy of Tyrone Mings and given it to another one that people are questioning. Should this guy be starting for Aston Villa? I think Mings, and I've been saying this to a lot of Villa fans, don't expect Tyrone Mings to be in the starting lineup against Bournemouth. I think he'll go with Diego Carlos, and I think he'll go with Callum Chambers, who, by the way, is one, I think he's going to go under the radar as one of the best signings we've made in a while in terms of value. He was a free transfer from Arsenal, essentially. And the bloke has just slotted in well. I think Tyrone Mings losing the captaincy has made Steven Gerrard's life a lot easier to basically drop him, put him on the bench. But on the other hand, Ryan, as you said, strong boy, athletic, pacey, powerful. And the only thing he has that the other centre-halves don't have is he's left-footed. So he slots into the left-hand centre-back position. But I'm telling you now, this the season for Villa to be successful is keeping clean sheets. Leon Bailey and Philippe Coutinho firing, being the creators, the goal scorers, the assisters, and having a Danny Ings scoring the goals.
Okay, well said, well said. Any of you guys want to add anything more on that Villa?
I want to quickly say, Josh, that I'm very impressed with Villa, and I think one of the problems last year was he was heavily backed, but the one place he wasn't back was centre back properly.
Yeah.
Yes, he got Chambers, but Chambers is not the one you want. The big one is Carlos, who's looked like an absolute beast in defence. And, you know, Chambers scored some ridiculous goals last season. I think there's one way, like, scored like top bins.
Yeah.
And
Leeds.
scored the winner, scored the equaliser against United, again bottling a 2-0 lead versus Villa. And I think now that he's got that centre-back he wants, now you're going to see the real Villa. And that's why I went 3-1 with you guys against Bournemouth, because I think maybe they might get one goal tapping or whatever. But I think if Bailey stays fit, he will go down, I think, as one of the players of the season, because this guy looks ridiculous. That one game against Everton, he single-handedly, for you guys, destroyed Everton on his own, then got injured. If he
Yeah.
does not get injured, he will do the same against United, maybe even against Liverpool. So
Do you know he only had 3 Premier League starts, Leon Bailey, last year?
Oh yeah.
man, injuries, man,
3
Jesus.
Premier League starts because of his injuries. So we haven't even. Leon Bailey is going to feel like a new signing, but to only have 3 Premier League starts is crazy. Crazy, isn't it?
Mhm.
What a waste of a season. But of course, as well, big up to Emi Martinez. I know Luca probably wishes he was still at Arsenal.
But to be honest, right, we should have never got rid of our goalkeeper, but he wanted to go for first team football, so we decided to get rid of the wrong goalkeeper.
yeah.
But Lucas, I'm listen, bro. I have to beat Arteta for that, brother. It's no way Lena better than this man win your FA Cup and this man cry. Say
Mhm.
one first team football
But
and
Martinez is better than Bern Leno.
and him better than the
100%.
goalkeeper we buy now.
He's better than Ramsdale.
He better Ramsdale too.
Yeah, he's better, and the trouble is we should have never got rid of this goalkeeper, but this football club decides to get rid of Martinez.
Yeah.
I think Martinez is definitely top 4 best goalkeepers in the Prem. He's definitely up there with Alisson, Ederson, Edouard Mendy, probably.
I think De Gea is one of the top 4 as well. David De Gea.
Yeah. So Demo said it's very interesting to hear from a Villa fans what happened in that final day. Because we're really interested to know what happened in that final day.
Well,
The
I
defending.
kept saying this about the final day. Liverpool left it too late to get their goal against Wolves.
Yeah.
And the issue, what I'm saying is that there would have been pressure on Manchester City at the Etihad from their own fans when they would have known that Liverpool were in control. But
Yeah.
for a while, it was always still in City's favour. I'm telling you now, if Liverpool had scored earlier on against Wolves, the City crowd would have got a bit more on top of the players. They would have had that sort of a little bit of edge and nervousness because the title was slipping away. But for the majority of that game, it was still sort of in their hands. But what happened? Mistakes, poor mistakes, substitutions from Pep Guardiola and bringing it on. And I hate to say it, but Tyrone Mings also made a real fatal error for their second or third passing out.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? 3 goals in 8 minutes wins them the title. 3 goals in 8 minutes. This
Crazy.
I think, Josh, I think it was written in the stars. You think about it, that year was 10 years since QPR. It made total sense in the stars that they had another Aguero moment with Gundogan. For me, one of the things that was, why take off Coutinho?
Yeah.
That made no sense. 2, Mings was asleep a lot of the time. Like the amount of the 2 goals where Gundogan literally, he was possibly harder to miss than to score. Because he was literally on the line, balls on the line. Yeah, all he has to do is tap it 1 inch and he scores.
And Jack Grealish. I always knew when the fixture list was drawn, Man City away, last game, Jack Grealish. Like it was just literally going to be fate that he was going to lift the title against his club that he left. But that was the irony that he had us last game of the season and could lift the title against Villa was a big one. So.
Yeah, big up to Principal of Football, Virgin. You need to link up, brother. I haven't seen you for a long time. I haven't heard from you a long time. People, if you're just joining in, hit the like button. But I agree with Principal of Football and Philip Coutinho went up because I remember when I watching the game, keep 2 players, Pep Guardiola and Coutinho all the time. 2 players. Right? Because you know the check that Coutinho.
He wins their defense.
Yeah.
He wins the City's defense and scored that beautiful goal.
Great goal.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, so let's move on to the next game. All right. Let's move on. What's your score, Josh, before we move on for that game?
Oh, I'm gonna go. It won't be pretty from Villa. 1-0 win. We'll get over the line, and that will be 3 points.
Josh, guess what I went for?
Hopefully a big score.
I went for 4-0.
Oh, I like it.
I went 3-1. I went 3-1. I think it'll be comfortable. I think they'll get a consolation in the 90th minute, but you'll be.
I hope so.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest back in the Premier League after so many years. It's going to be hectic for their fans traveling to Newcastle. Newcastle have a very good end of season last season in the Premier League and the area at St. James Park. What do you guys think going to happen? Go over to you first, Lucas. What do you think about this game? It's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a really, really good game. I'm looking forward to it because it's two teams where are actually going to battle it out. And it's going to be like a really, really difficult test. But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham have signed some very decent signings. They've signed Jesse Lingard. They've been linked with Aaron Ramsey as well. He's a free agent as well. Forest have signed some decent players. And I think Nottingham Forest are going to stay up. I genuinely think they will stay up. I think they're going to do what Brentford did. I think they're going to finish mid-table. I think they're going to have a good start. Forest are very good at home, but it's away from home. Let's see what they can do. It's questionable. But at home, they are very good. They'll get behind the 12th men at home. And I think this is going to be a really good game. Newcastle and Forest, I think this is going to be... I can see Forest winning this game.
Most definitely. So, Palace, you think Nottingham Forest beat Newcastle?
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. All right. Give you a little bit of clarity on this. Ed coming into this one in 2011, Nottingham Forest lost to Newcastle by 4-3 at Nottingham Forest. 2016, Nottingham Forest defeat Newcastle by 2-1 in Nottingham Forest. 2016, Nottingham Forest lost 3-1 to Newcastle. 2017, Nottingham Forest win 3-2 at Newcastle. 2018, Nottingham Forest always get the better of Newcastle. I don't know what happened, but 1, 2, 3. So 3 wins for Newcastle, for Nottingham Forest, and 2 for Newcastle. So it's going to be a pretty close game. What said you, Jersey Boy, on this game?
First of all, Forest, I've done a lot of bits in the transfer window. They signed Nico Williams as their replacement for Jed Spence. I think Nico Williams is a baller. I really think he's a baller. I think maybe defensively he's got to work on his defensive attributes, but as attacking wise, he's very, very good.
But Nottingham Forest play 3 at the back, so that will suit him.
Yeah, because he'll be playing right wing backs. He'll be focusing on the attacking only. They've got Jesse Lingard as well, which is an interesting move. So it's going to be interesting to see how Forest do. But Newcastle, they've got Matt Target now on a permanent deal. They've now got Sven Botman, so they've now improved the centre back position of him and Dan Burn.
Burnley goalkeeper.
They've now got Nick Pope, so they've got a goalkeeper position. I'm telling you, I think Newcastle will be in the top 10 this season, 100%.
Yeah, so do I.
Newcastle are going to do bits this season. Forest signed Omar Richards, I think, from
Nyakate.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think, as Lucas said, I think Newcastle, Forest will stay up. They will stay up. I don't think they will go down. I think they will be between 13th to 16th position. I don't think they'll be in the bomb. I think that for a little bit they'll be in the relegation battle, but at the end they'll be away comfortably. And I'm going a comfortable 3-1 to Newcastle.
3-1 to Newcastle. What said you, Josh?
Newcastle looking very, very good in pre-season. They've beaten some very tough opposition as well. We're talking Champions League quality opposition. Atalanta, they've just recently beaten at home as well. So, look, for me, this Newcastle team, they're building some good foundations. At St. James's Park, it's going to be rocking. Bruno Guimaraes, get him in your FPL team. I promise you that boy is a baller and he's going to tear it apart. For me, I think Forest are going to get a little bit of a shock on the opening day of the Premier League season. I think they're going to get battered 4-0, but I do believe they'll recoup and they'll make their home ground a fortress and they'll pick up points there. but I think Steve Cooper and his side will struggle on the road. I think there's too many new signings. If you can remember Fulham about 4 seasons ago, when Fulham first came up, they made 10 to 12 signings, Fulham, and they got relegated badly, and they were a poor team, and their team did not gel. For me, I think that could be the problem with Forest this season at the start. Can that team gel enough? Newcastle's set, the foundations are good. Who knows? Could they be the team that breaks into that top 6, 7? You'll have to wait and see. Is Callum Wilson going to score enough goals? But yeah, big result for Newcastle opening day, 4-0 against Forest at home.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge for Newcastle. They will do good this season.
Yeah,
I have no doubt they will do good at home this season. But what said you, Sebastian, on this game?
Yeah, Newcastle have a good team. I think they could. I think they will get into top 10 or close to that. I don't think this season they would go into Europe places. They need a striker, which they haven't got yet. I don't know if they wanted Isaac, but I don't think he should go really this early. Nottingham Forest, 15 signings. That could work, that could not work. We never know. They signed Nierkate, very good French centre-back from Bundesliga. He was very good for Mainz. Nico Williams, of course. I hope he does well. They have Brendan Johnson, of course, the striker, I believe.
Oh, Ryan, it's he.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think a family member came in his room.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next game. We're going to.
Before that, we've got to invite another host on the Ryan LFC channel. He's always done the watch-alongs. Once his camera loads, Mr. Yusuf. Hello, Mr. Yusuf. How are you?
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Very happy to be here again. Really excited for the start of the Premier League next week. It's going to be a fantastic season.
Okay, fair enough. Sebastian, give us your score prediction for that Newcastle game.
2-2. 2-2 draw.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's move on to the next game. We're going to talk about this game. The Leeds versus Wolves. Leeds selling 2 of their best players. Do you guys think they're going to stay up? Come to you first, Lucas. What do you think about this game?
For me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, right, with Leeds, they've sold their best couple of players. They sold Rafinha, they sold Calvin Phillips. And for me, I think it's quite disappointed with Leeds because I'm looking, if they would have kept those sort of players, they probably would have been half decent because they're not the team what they were. Yes, they got rid of Bielsa during the season and then they end up signing. Leeds signed some weird players. Like they've signed a few decent players, but not players where they're actually going to make Leeds and take Leeds into the next level and that. So I think they're going to struggle. I think they're going to get relegated this season. I genuinely think they will because I genuinely think with Leeds, is Patrick Bamford actually going to fire them up with all these injuries knocking them? But with Wolves are one of those teams where, okay, they've got some decent players, but they concede goals at the same time. Their defence is a little bit shaky all over the place. They've got good players. They've got Ruben Neves, Neto, Bedence. They've got all these players, but Jimenez isn't the same player what he was when he got injured. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to back Wolves to win this game. I think Wolves will win this game. I think I'm going to go for 1-0 Wolves. I don't think there'll be many goals in this game.
Okay, fair enough. So over to you, Yusuf. What do you think about Leeds game? What's your prediction?
I think, when they sold Rafinha, I think that's going to be a big miss for them. I think they're going to find it hard to, to find that creativity up front because Rafinha obviously was their best player and he's now Barcelona. So I think it's going to be very hard for them. I think Wolves are a very well-organized side. but I'm gonna go 2-0. But I think it could be, it could be 1-0. I think also. So it's either 1-0, 2-0 in my opinion. But I don't think Leeds are gonna score.
Okay. Fair enough. What said you, Josh, on this one?
Last game on match of the day, 0-0. Wolves, no Raul Jimenez, out for 2 months. Leeds, despite them actually scoring 6 goals yesterday. I don't know if anyone saw that. They won 6-2 yesterday. First time where they've actually scored some goals within the pre-season. I do worry about have they got the quality up there. I feel like neither manager wants to risk it, coming under a bit of pressure. Last game on match of the day, boring 0-0. Don't even bother watching it. Won't much be happening in that.
Fair enough, fair enough. What said you, Jersey boy?
I think this is going to be. This game is going to win the award for most boring game, and it's going to be 0-0.
Yeah.
Because no Jimenez, Fabio Silva's not good enough. Leeds, they still have Bamford and the new signings. I don't think, not that they're bad, but I just think it's just going to be 0-0. Very boring 0-0. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Leeds will get relegated. I think they'll stand by a slight margin. I have Everton going down. But I think it's going to be the most boring game of match week 1. It's been 0-0. People will probably leave at half time. Could be that boring. What are you, Ryan?
I think this game going to be a draw. I think losing Philip and Rafinha, that's going to be a big major hit on Leeds United. But one thing I don't want people to write off this Leeds United team. They have passionate fans, and remember, when you go to Leeds United, always been a difficult ground to play at. So I'm going with a 1-1 draw for me for this one. All right.
Not bad, yeah.
So let's move on to the next game. All right. I know a lot of you guys are going to be very interested to see.
I'm going for 0-0, by the way.
0-0.
Me and Sebastian, same score. We all agree it's going to be boring as hell.
Okay. All right. Let's go for this one. Tottenham Spurs versus Southampton. Southampton makes some pretty decent business, but Tottenham Spurs, a lot of people having them to win the league. And I'm going to throw a little bit of banter and Lucas. Lucas, as an Arsenal fans, man, how do you feel? Do you believe they're going to make top 4 ahead of you guys? And
I'm quite worried with Spurs. I'm quite skeptical about it because I think the signs what they've signed proves that they've actually got a proper elite manager, whereas we're stuck with this manager that has gone and failed to get top 4, right, and signs a contract, right? Whereas why would you give them a contract where I'm thinking, right, okay, you're in the top 4 race, right, but our fan base decide to end up keeping Arteta for another season because it's a process. How can there be a process? We finished 8th twice and finishing 5th. Yeah, he obviously turned the 3 games around, but he failed top 4. So, but anyway, that's for another debate. But with Spurs, I think Spurs have signed some really good players, right? I think Basuma's a quality player for Tottenham. I think he's going to bring a lot of experience. I think he's a brilliant midfielder. I think Spence will probably need to take a little bit time. A little bit more time because he's just come from the Championship and he's quite young. The Barcelona lad, who they signed, he's got to take time as well. I forgot the Barcelona defender's name.
Lenglet.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. People saying he's not that great, but I ain't seen him play, so I don't know. The Charlison's a good player. Perisic is bringing experience from the Italian league as well. So I think Spurs is a team to worry. I think they're going to get top 3 next season. I genuinely think they will. A lot of people are saying that, oh yeah, Conte could be like Mourinho. Tottenham could bottle it, you don't know. But anything can happen. But if they don't win a trophy this season with this manager, then the signings what they've signed, and because we've seen this before, right? Situations like that, and sometimes it's not worked out. If Conte doesn't win a trophy with his squad, at least minimum FA Cup, surely questions have got to be questions because if they are, then I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, right, okay, this manager's done what he has to do, and he's going to walk. Depending on where Tottenham do finish in the league, I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to get top 3 next season. But the game who they got, I'm going for 2-1 Tottenham.
2-1 Tottenham. Okay. Fair enough. But I know you have to run a little bit soon.
So I've got to go now. So, but can I shout my channel out or
shout out your channel, people?
Yeah, he's put a link in the chat for you.
So that's the link in the chat, people. You guys can click on it, subscribe to Lucas' channel.
Subscribe to the channel, man. We just reached 2K last week.
Congrats, Lucas.
congrats.
We want to get to 3,000 subscribers. So if we can get that, that would be really great. So you guys in the chat, go and subscribe to my channel. That's what the link's there for. And I will return the favor. But Ryan, we'll have to do a collab, man. We have to let me know, man.
Definitely, man. I will message you right after this and let you know. And things. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Take care. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, for a good evening, bro.
Bye.
Okay. All right. So let's go over to Jersey Boy. How do you feel about Tottenham signings?
So, I've said this before, Ryan. Tottenham will be in the title race, but they will fall off. I think they'll be in for like a couple months and then they'll drop off. And for the main reason for me for that is their centre backs. Yes, they got Lenglet, but I'm half French, right? I watch Lenglet a lot. He is garbage. For Barcelona, he was garbage. Maybe it's the fact that under Barcelona, Lenglet's never been under a good manager. He's never been under a good manager, Lenglet, and he's never been used properly. So, because to see, because he's going to be in a back 3, how will do? They've now got Perisic, who's I think he's a fantastic player, left wing back. They've got Jed Spence now, who's going to compete with Emerson Royale for that one wing spot. Or Doherty. Then they've got 3 right wing backs now. Should be interesting to see who plays where. They've now got Basuma, which I think was ridiculous with Brighton last season. So that's a great upgrade. And finally, they've got a backup striker because they haven't had one for ages. So that's really good. For Southampton, I'm not too aware of what kind of signings they've made. But I think it's going to be very comfortable for Tottenham. And I've gone, let me check what I went with. I went with Tottenham 3, Southampton 0, and I think Kane's going to bag.
Fair enough. What said you, Yusuf, on this Tottenham Spurs? The signing they make, and what's your score prediction for the Southampton game?
I think, Tottenham have made fabulous business. I mean, this summer they've done very well, and under Antonio Conte, I think they're going to have a very good season. And like Lucas said, I think they should get a trophy this season. I'd be surprised if they don't, but, anything can happen with Tottenham, but I genuinely think they will get top 3 as well. I think Perisic was a fantastic piece of business. Like Jersey Boy said, I think Lenglet, he's not that good, but I think it's going to take time as well for him. But I just think that with Kulusevski, Son, and Kane, it's going to be too much for Southampton, and I think it's going to be a 3-1 win to Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs going to too much for the Southampton team at Tottenham Spurs. I am looking forward to see this Conte team make some very good signing. I'm going to predict Spurs to win by 3-1. Not underestimate the Southampton team, but 3-1 for Spurs. They're going to be too good for them. What said you, Josh, on this Southampton team and Tottenham Spurs? The signing they make. Do you think they can win the Premier League under Conte?
Yes, they're going to win the Premier League. Tottenham are going to win the Premier League. Antonio Conte's had his first pre-season with a Tottenham team. And if you ask any ex-Chelsea player who played under Antonio Conte, they said his pre-season was the hardest regime that they've ever had. They were the fittest they've ever had. John Terry's come out and said this the other day on Instagram in a post. He has absolutely blasted them. Why were Liverpool, Man City successful, or have been successful for the last 4 or 5 years? Because they've run, pressed, and harried teams off the park. The physical attributes of Liverpool, Man City have been far greater than any other team. And that being said, Liverpool, Man City then have the technical ability to back that up. Tottenham, for me, are getting to that stage. They've had the good players in Kane and Son. I would even say Højbjerg. You look at some of the centre backs, but what they haven't had for me is that robustness about them. they're going to be a different animal. As for Southampton, they are in trouble if Ralph Hasenhüttl continues to play 4-4-2. I've never known a manager to continue to play 4-4-2 in the Premier League with such a adaptive sort of system. As such, they're very limited. Their one good signing they've made is Joe Aribo, the Nigerian international, also from Rangers. He is a very flair and creative player, but he will not be able to play in a 4-4-2. James Ward-Prowse, he could play in any top 6 team as well. I genuinely believe he could do that. They've got to get the best out of these players, but I'm expecting Spurs to come roaring. I'm expecting Spurs. I like Jersey Boys' scoreline. I'm very similar. I'm feeling a 3-0 win. And as I said, it's going to be a very big season in the Premier League. We need someone to close the gap on Liverpool and City. We don't want to become the French league like PSG running away with it each year. We want the gap closed, and I think Tottenham are the team to do that.
Yeah, Josh, I agree with you, man. Listen, they make some great signing. I'm scared about this Tottenham Spurs team, especially Conte manage them. I think when you look at their front three, good as Manchester City, good as Liverpool, Harry Kane, Song, Richarlison. Although I don't like Richarlison, man, this guy's a dirty player. But listen, when he ready, that's the type of player that Conte love. And I think that this Tottenham Spurs team, going forward, they're going to be devastated, especially in the midfield. A lot of people underestimate this Tottenham Spurs midfield. Yes, their backline is not going to be the greatest, but their midfield, Iberg, right?
Yeah.
Coming from midfield, scoring these goals, Bosuma, Tottenham going to be a very good team, man. What do you think about Tottenham, Sebastian? Do you think they're going to even challenge for the Premier League title, or are they going to be up there, or it's going to be too soon for them?
First of all, I think the signings they have done is excellent. Now they have Richarlison, a backup player for the front three. I don't think Richarlison will start in the Lakers. Son, Kane, Kulusevski is the starting front three that you should never change. Should never change a working team. I think Spurs would definitely challenge for the league. They could even win it because they beat City twice, like every season. And I think they will give Liverpool problems. I'm worried about Spurs this year. I think they could do damage. And in the Champions League, let's see what they can do. But in the league, if they win the league over City, I will not be mad. I will be happy that we kick City off that first place. I don't want to see it anymore, but I'm going for Spurs 4, Southampton 0. 4-0 Spurs.
Yusuf, you give your thought on this Spurs team already? I think we missed one of the panelists. I think Jersey Boy, Boy, you give.
You asked.
I think it was Jersey Boy,
you asked. No,
oh no, yeah, I said 3-0.
No,
yeah.
I said 3-0. Josh has spoken.
Yeah, I said 3-1.
Sebastian has spoken.
Okay.
You, Ryan. You fought
Fair enough.
yourself.
Fair enough. I'm going. I predict Spurs to win by 3 goals tonight. 3-1. 3-1.
Okay. So we've all
right,
gone
people. Yeah, big up to all of the people down in the comment section. I really appreciate all of you guys. Fresh God, big up yourself. Rush, big up yourself. Demo J, big up yourself. Appreciate Marcel, big up yourself. Football of Principle, big up yourself. Enough love and respect. Appreciate all of you guys down in the comment section. I want you guys to smash the like button, people. We aim is to get 60 likes on this video. So run up the like button on it, people. All right. Subscribe if you want to be a member. You have the join button, people. So subscribe. All right. Let's jump into the next game. This one going to be a very tricky one. A lot of people have Brentford to relegated, but I am not having Brentford relegated. Brentford versus Leicester City. Leicester City haven't signed any player, but they lose their big goalkeeper. That's when they talk about Leicester City. You talk about the goalkeeper, Peter Schmeichel. All right. So they lose him.
Casper. Peter's his dad. Peter's the Man United goalkeeper.
Yeah, Casper Schmeichel. They lose him, man.
If it was Peter Schmeichel, I think they might win the league. But no, it's not.
Yeah. Sorry about that, man. What do you think, Yusuf, of this game, and what do you think about Leicester City haven't making any signing this season so far?
I think Leicester, I think, they have made a signing like you said. I think they will make one signing though, in the coming weeks, but I think Brentford are actually going to give them a surprise. I think Brentford, they're going to analyze them, and I think it's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be more of a tactical battle actually, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Over to you, Yusuf. Sebastian.
Okay. Yes. Well, this Leicester team hasn't done a signing, and they have lost Kasper Schmeichel, so I'm a bit worried about the goalkeeper front. Who will they sign as replacement? I think selling Kasper Schmeichel, letting him go, was a huge. I think it was a bit of a mistake for them. I think they should have kept him. Brentford, they lost Eriksson. That's not good for them because now they don't really have a playmaker right now, but they still have most of the team from last season. Plus, they also signed a Scottish left back from Bologna. I don't know. Hickey, I think.
Aaron Hickey.
Yeah. I don't know who will start on that left wing back, Hickey or Henry, but I think Brentford will win this. I think it will be a surprise for Leicester, and they're gonna lose it. 2-1 Brentford.
Over to you, Jersey boy.
Leicester have not, they look like, to me, they might be in real trouble because Chelsea won Fofana because they lost on Kunde, and I think that'd be an absolutely fantastic signing, but it's going to cost them a fortune. And I can't think of any centre back out right now. If they get Fofana, who's Leicester going to replace Fofana with? They're getting rid of Kasper. Kasper's going to who's he going to again? I remember the rumours of Kasper's going to. I know he's going to French league.
Nice in French league.
Yeah, he's going to Nice.
So, but I think Fofana will be there for the first game of the season because I think if they get Fofana, it will be late in the window because of how much he costs and the fact that Leicester don't want to sell him. But they haven't made any signings, and Leicester for a lot part of the season they were not that impressive. But then later in the season, Maddison got back into form. Vardy got back. Vardy was injured for a lot of the time. Daka's looked very good in pre-season. James Justin's back, which is big because he was looking like he was going to get in the Euro squad for England before he had his ACL. It's very interesting. Brentford, they've got Aaron Hickey. They've got Lewis Potter as well. It's interesting, but I think it's going to be a very close game. But I think Leicester still, even though they have many times, they still have enough quality to scrape it. I think it'll be a scrapey 2-1 for Leicester City.
What said you, Josh, on this one? Leicester City?
It's time to see how good of a coach Brendan Rodgers can be. Potentially now, it's all up to him. He could either lose his job there as Leicester City manager and be sacked. Leicester fans were starting to get on his back. Or we're going to see, is he as good as people, and he has proven in the past how good of a coach he can be. Because quite frankly, he is probably going to have to work with some below average players or average players in this Leicester City side. And I'm talking about the likes of I'll throw out a name, Daniel Amartey, someone like that who, Vestergaard, players who aren't exactly going to be those players that you talk about being Premier League greats. They're average players. Can he make them even better? James Maddison, of course, Newcastle bidded 40 million for him. If they do lose Maddison and Fofana and Kasper Schmeichel, that is a big part of their spine gone, and it's very hard to replace the spine of your team. Brentford, for me, they're like Denmark and Norway FC, aren't they? They just seem to be able to recoup these players, and I really like what Brentford do in possession. I think they've got a really good foundation to them. And again, it's very easy to go second season syndrome. Brentford go down. I think that's lazy in a sense of when people say that, because they're not looking deeper into this Brentford squad. Yes, Christian Eriksen did provide the magic. Yes, Christian Eriksen is a big loss for them. But at the same time, I have a lot of faith that Thomas Frank will replace him. I do not fear for Brentford losing out. And I fear more for Leicester City, if anyone. But I think it's going to be a cagey opening game. And I think it will just be a 1-0 win for Brentford and the Bees to sting the Foxes.
Okay, fair enough. People, smash the like button, people. Hear it. Quality analyzed by Josh and the Brentford game. Let's move on to the next game, gentlemen. People, hit the like button down in the comment section. Come on, people. Get the video to 60 likes. All right, let's move on to Everton. Former Chelsea manager, former Chelsea legend, Frank Lampard, Yusuf. What you expect from this Everton team? Last season, they fight relegation backer. They're up against a juggernaut Chelsea. Not looking great preseason coming into this one for the Chelsea team. They signed Raheem Sterling. They signed Koulibaly. It is a good look on Chelsea. You know, a lot of Chelsea fans don't play in the Chelsea team this season. A lot of Chelsea fans don't predict them to come in the top 4. But big game for Frank Lampard at Goodison Park. How do you think this game going to pan out? A lot to play for Frank Lampard and Thomas Tuchel for this Chelsea team.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting game because, as we know, Frank Lampard was the former Chelsea manager, and now he is going to play against them. I think Chelsea, you know, they haven't really had that much time to see how Sterling and Koulibaly fit in, but I do think with Sterling, it's going to take him a bit of time, which I think is normal. But I think with Koulibaly, I have a feeling he's just going to, he's going to fit right in. He's an aggressive center back, a bit of a Rudiger type player. But Rudiger is obviously, with the shithousery and all. But Koulibaly is a really, really good player. And I think they're going to keep a clean sheet. I think Everton, their defense is a bit shaky at times. I think they're going to have quite a bad season. I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. But I think it still might be close. I think Chelsea won't be at their best as well.
Most definitely. Shout out to Fresh God, man. Fresh God, bro. I have to give you a lot of credit, man, for Jamaican football fans. Not only know about the Reggae Girls, the Reggae Boys, to know about Everton, they're going to be weak this season. You're telling me that, Nottingham Forest sign. Bridging, your knowledge about the sports, Bridging, big up yourself, man. Davis, big up yourself. Anyway, that sports just joining in, big up yourself. Good to see some of the Jamaican people coming over to listen to what we have to say when it comes on to the Premier League this season. It's going to be a very interesting season. So big up to Fresh God, big up to all of the people in the comment section. Demo J, big up as a cricket fans. But over to you, Jersey boy. What do you think about this game?
As I said before, I think Everton are going to get relegated, and my main reason for that, Ryan. Here's my main reason for that, and I'll explain a little bit more. One of the main reasons they didn't get relegated was Richarlison, and Pickford, but Richarlison was the one who got the goals. They've now got Richarlison's gone, but they haven't replaced him. Yes, they've got McNeil, who's like a winger, but he's not a goal scorer. They need a number 1 goal scorer, and I don't think Calvert-Lewin's going to get those goals. I think Everton have got a big road to go ahead. I really, really think they need more players. They're not looking that good to me. Chelsea, though, they've got no striker either, so I think that we might see them play a false 9 most of the season, or then putting Broha in there or Batshuayi or whatever. But for me, I think it's going to be a comfortable 3-0 win to Chelsea. I think Sterling will get his debut goal, and then we'll see a few goals from the midfield, maybe Mount, etc. So 3-0 Chelsea for me.
Okay, fair enough. What said you, Sebastian? You're mute.
I'm gonna say this. Everton is getting relegated 100%. They lost Richarlison. and that's they only have Calvert-Lewin probably at the top there. Plus they have on what is it? Demarai Gray and of course I think they have 1,000 on the right, or it will be. That's not enough for Everton. They're gonna get relegated. They're gonna get destroyed 3-0 in this game. Chelsea gonna destroy them this game. I can't see Everton staying up. And Anthony Gordon, oh yeah, that diver. I hope Everton get relegated now. I have them getting relegated.
Okay, fair enough, man. Josh, what you said about this Chelsea team and this Everton team? Chelsea coming into under new ownership, the ups and downs, still sign Sterling. They look like they're going to get Cucurella. It seems like Koulibaly is passing prime, as a lot of Chelsea fans saying. What are you saying about this Chelsea team, man? What do you think they're going to do in the season?
Ryan, I had Chelsea to finish 8th this season, all right?
Wow.
I know. And I've had a bit of criticisms for it, but I'm willing to ride this out of my chest because what I believe, I say 8th, maybe 7th. 7th is probably a little bit more realistic than 8th. The wheels are falling off at Chelsea, right? Let's start from the top. Todd Boehly. He does not want Thomas Tuchel as his manager. American owners want their own guys. Todd Boehly has not appointed Thomas Tuchel. Big problem there. Number 2, Thomas Tuchel does not look happy and has vocally come out and said how unhappy he is with his current Chelsea squad. To come out and say he's not ready for the Premier League season to start. He's been, I would arguably said, outdone on the transfer front by all means, and of course, with the fact that Barcelona are the team who's killing him, a team who can't even afford to pay half their players' wages and asking players to take wage cuts. So that's a big problem that players are rather going to Barcelona than Chelsea. But second of all, for me, who is scoring the goals for Chelsea and who is leading the line? Who is leading the line? Because Lukaku's gone, yes, good decision with that. But are they going to play Timo Werner? I don't think Thomas Tuchel trusts him. Is Raheem Sterling going to play as the false 9? Maybe. Kai Havertz, for me, was the best Chelsea player. But I think they got issues there. And I've been saying this about the midfield. I think Liverpool's midfield lacks a little bit of creativity at times without Thiago. You take Thiago Alcantara out of that Liverpool midfield, right? And you have Fabinho, Henderson and Keita. It doesn't scream creativity, but they offer something different. You take and give me Chelsea in Jorginho, N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic. I'm yawning. I'm going, where is the creativity there? The backups of Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, they're not good enough to play in the Premier League. I worry about Chelsea. I really do. I think the wheels are going to fly off. Can you remember the season that Jose Mourinho got sacked? Because it didn't start well. He got sacked. They finished in a really poor Premier League position. But this is what Michael Talks Football and I were saying. Don't be surprised if Chelsea go on and have a really deep Champions League run, but struggle in the Premier League. I think they're really going to struggle with that. And who's scoring the goals? Where's the creativity from the midfield? I'm not sure, Ryan. I'm really not feeling good vibes for Chelsea this season.
And the Chelsea squad is midfield kind of getting a little bit of aging and stuff. So that's our next problem for Chelsea. They're in serious trouble. You can say anything you want anyway that sports as a Chelsea fans, but I don't know about the 7 or the 8, but I can say they're probably out of the top 4 this season if they don't pull their socks together. I don't see where the goal is coming from with this Chelsea team. And this is not a disrespect at Chelsea. We just analyze and see how the manager is complaining and all of them stuff there. You know? So it's can lead down. You go ahead, Josh.
Conor Gallagher, you know, they've got him back from Palace. Is he Premier League title quality? Conor Gallagher, right? Chelsea, they finished 3rd in the Premier League last season. They're meant to be the ones putting the gap and pulling the gap on Liverpool, Man City. For me, Tottenham completely bypassed Chelsea now. Completely bypassed Chelsea in that sense. Just I don't know, and I see that Dr. Any Weather Sports put Kante, Cover, Gallagher, Jorginho with that emoji. But I'm seriously asking a question. I don't know if you agree with me, Ryan. Like, there's no creativity there. Kovacic had a good back end of the season, but Kovacic, can he do it? I don't know. The one blessing they have is Raheem Sterling, goal machine. And he's still seriously underrated, that brother. He's seriously still underrated. People don't put enough respect on Raheem Sterling. But midfield for me is nowhere good enough.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that, man. Chelsea, Sterling. I don't know if you guys was watching the show, the Premier League prediction earlier on this week, where we break down the stats of Raheem Sterling. I think Sterling going to Manchester, going to Chelsea is a lot more pressure. The Chelsea fans will get on him back. Sterling missed big chance in key moment of the game. So it's going to be very, very interesting. JOIN RYAN Sports, let us see what's going to happen. But without further ado, guys, you have anything more you guys want to add to that Chelsea one?
They have a very good team. But I feel like they will somehow get that fourth place. Like, they always find a way to get top 4. Of course, they sold Lukaku. That's good for them. Chelsea are a tricky team, even if they are in a bad situation like they are right now. They are still tricky to beat.
I also think Everton will be fascinating, because I think Lampard again is going to have to show his worth as a coach. With not many signings of high quality, it reminds me of when he first took over at Chelsea, when he had Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount breaking through, Reece James breaking through, where he gave those players those breakthrough, had a transfer embargo, couldn't sign any players. It feels similar this year at Everton, that he's got rid of the big names. Richarlison's gone, shipped him out, and he's rebuilding a younger, hungrier team. Nathan Patterson coming in at right wing back, obviously from Rangers. He's got Dwight McNeil from Burnley. Let's not forget Dele's got a big season ahead of him. Dele's career is make or break, I think, this season of how he is. So,
bro, this is his last chance at a big club, Josh, because he's just atrocious, bro.
It's his attitude. Has baffled people. There is a footballer there. And, for me, all eyes on Jesse Lingard and Dele this season. How much do they want to revamp their careers? Because, as you said, and the fact you said Dele's last chance at a big club, Everton are a big club. Everton to be relegated would be really, it would be mind-boggling. We nearly saw it last year. But I do believe that if Lampard can just stick to basics and get a team that's fighting, that Everton, they just need to fight for each other. And they'll get over the line. But yeah, it's a weird one, those two teams playing first game of the season. Both are in a bit of turmoil. So there we go.
Okay, fair enough. Jersey boy, give your thought on Chelsea before you leave.
I said the 3-0 Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea. All right, let's move on to the next game. Manchester United versus Brighton in the English Premier League. Brighton has destroyed them last season. Brighton look like they're going to lose Cucurella. They lost Bosuma. Who again they lost?
That's it, I think.
That's it.
Cucurella and Bosuma.
Okay. And no, man, they lost one midfielder, man, to Tottenham.
Bosuma. Yeah, Cucurella and Bosuma are going.
Okay.
Basuma's gone, Cucurella's gone to Chelsea.
Okay. Manchester United on the other hand, looking okay in pre-season, especially in the second half of the second. I don't know what I'm expecting from United and Think All or whatever I want to name. I'm not trusting this United team going to be. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Josh, let me hear from Josh, because the next 4 of us are Liverpool fans. As a Villa fans, what do you make of Manchester United coming into the new season and a new manager? Let me hear from a Villa fans' perspective on this Manchester United team first.
They have a world-class manager in Erik ten Hag. but they have not addressed their issues as such for me in key areas of the pitch. The full-back position for Manchester United is an issue still. They cannot play Diego Dalot or Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Alex Telles in those positions. They're not good enough to break top four, and that's got to be a realistic aim. Anyone would kid themselves and say Manchester United to get top four. That's got to be their aim every season. Ideally, it should be to win a title, but they're way off that. Yesterday, in their pre-season friendly against Rayo Valenco, it was Martinez and Rafael Varane who played centre-half. Now, could that be the pairing that takes them forward? Fred is growing on me as a player. Watching Fred, every time I watch him, he looks a little bit better. But the big one, Ryan, is this whole Ronaldo situation. I think the big thing that needs to happen is I think Ronaldo needs to go. I think he needs to go. I think he's too much of a problem for Erik ten Hag in this Manchester United team. So big seasons and two people to watch out for me for Manchester United this season is Jadon Sancho. He's got to deliver. Big money, big move. Did nothing last year. Got to deliver. And then I am sort of looking forward to the rebirth of Anthony Martial. I think a bloke with a lot of talent, needs a lot of loving, needs an arm around him, but on his day can be one of the top players within that league with what he can do with the ball. Got an eye for goal as well. But it's just Manchester United at the moment, and you never really can fully back them, no matter who comes in. Right now, they just seem in a bad way. So, yeah, Ryan, as an outsider, I still can fancy, for example, Aston Villa going to Old Trafford, and I wouldn't be scared to lose points. I'll be confident we could take something like we have done the last couple of years. Whereas if I went to Anfield, if I went to the Etihad, if I went to the Tottenham Stadium, I wouldn't back us to get anything. So that's the mentality difference for me right now with these two sides.
Okay, fair enough. But is it Manchester United is really falling like Liverpool over the past couple of years? Liverpool were just like there, nobody remember them. City haven't seen Man United as a rival. City see Liverpool as a rival. It's just you think Man United clearly going down that pecking order by making bad decision. And
so for the last couple of years, it's just been Liverpool getting better and United getting worse. This season, I think it will be Liverpool maintaining good standards, maybe improving, not as much, but getting better. United will come up a little bit, but there's still a massive gap between Liverpool Football Club and Manchester United. And it's going to take Ten Hag a couple of years, I think, to get back to where they need to be. That's my assumption. If he can get them, I mean, top four would be a miracle, I think, this season in the first season. But fifth, they should be looking for fifth or fourth, ideally, yeah.
Fair enough. What said you, Yusuf, and this United team against Brighton? Brighton smashed them last season by 4-0. Brighton went to Man United and lost by 2-0. Both goals scored by Cristiano Ronaldo. What do you think of this Manchester United team versus Brighton?
I think Erik ten Hag, he's a brilliant manager. Nothing against him. I think they've done all right in preseason, like you said, Ryan. I think they've had good results and all, but I think that the problem is that they're inconsistent. If you saw last season, they started the season off really well, really well, and then I don't know what happened. And it just went down, and that's the problem. I think they're too inconsistent, and I'm tired. I'm really tired of after getting one win, opening day win or whatever. United fans, we're gonna win the league. We're gonna win. Shut up, you're not gonna.
Stop. Let me do it. There you go.
It's really annoying. It really annoys me, and I think that's the problem. They're inconsistent. Like Josh said, I still think that they need to do some more development and all. So I think they're gonna start off the season well. I think they're gonna win this game 2-0 or 3-0. Yeah, but I don't think, like you said, I think it's gonna be 4th place or 5th place. But I think they're just too inconsistent. I still think they've got a long road ahead of them.
Fair enough. Sebastian.
On my prediction, I had Man United not top 6. I had them 7th because it will take time with a new manager. We have seen it with other clubs. I think United, the thing they lack is the midfield. They can't play Fred and McTominay all season. They need to stop doing it. McTominay is a sideways merchant, like Michael says all the time. Sideways merchant. I actually think I obviously had the top 6. Yeah, I actually had Villa 6. I think United gonna really struggle this season. I don't know Ronaldo. I don't know what he's about right now. I don't know if he wants to play for United. I don't know if he is gonna leave. That's gonna. United is a team that, as soon as they do well, they get all hyped up, and then everything goes down, and they get all negative about something. But United have a good squad. They obviously have the 2 Swedish players, Elanga and Lindelof. I hope them do well, but not United. I could see this being a comfortable 2-0 United because of Brighton gonna sell Cucurella to Chelsea.
Okay.
2-0.
Fair enough. Fresh God, bro, I don't think you're winning the league for the next 15 years, bro. So have that in mind, brother. Just go on, hold on, Fresh God. You need more than 2. You need 2 midfielder. You need a wing back and a winger. You need 10. You need a whole squad. All right. Yeah. All right. So let's move on from glory, Man United. Let's go.
Ryan, you haven't asked me yet.
You sure? Okay, go ahead.
So first of all, one thing of United is they are obsessed with De Jong. Like their plan A is De Jong, plan B is De Jong, plan C is De Jong, plan D is De Jong. Now, the problem is, what if they keep going to the last bit of the window, and then he's maybe giving them a little bit of a sneak peek if he wants to come to United, and he goes, nah. And then now they've got no De Jong. And they're stuck with McFred, which is an awful midfield, which means possibly 99% of the games they're not going to win the midfield battle. United, for me, have been absolutely shocking this transfer window. Like, Leicester got Alessandro Martinez, which I think is a good player. I don't think he's going to be the top 5 centre-back, but he's a good centre-back. That's what I need. They've got Eriksen, who's a class midfielder. And I think he probably will take Bruno Fernandez's place because Bruno Fernandez has been god-awful recently. But they need a striker. They need another winger because, of course, Mason Greenwood is still on trial. They need, I think, 2 midfielders. And they need a right back. So I don't know. And for Brighton, obviously, Basuma's gone, Cucurella's gone. They're looking depleted as well. So for me, I think United will win because I think the fact they've got no Cucurella, they've got no Basuma, because I think Basuma kind of tarnished them last season. With Cucurella as well. Cucurella was one of the main reasons why they ripped United apart. I think Cucurella will be there. Actually, no, he will be there. I think he'll be a Chelsea by then, but I think it's going to be a very interesting game, and I'm going United 3, Brighton 2. 3-2 United.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on from dead Manchester United, and don't forget that United. Don't forget they lose Paul Pogba. They're bringing back
Matic. Pogba, Matic.
Yeah, I still think Man United need, as a fresh guy said, 2 midfielder and stuff. But we're not give Manchester United enough ear talk, all right? Until them prove to get a lot of ear talk. Let's move on to the next big, juicy one. Manchester City versus West Ham. Last season at West Ham, Manchester City find it really difficult to break on this West Ham team. West Ham make some good signing. Sebastian, what do you think about this West Ham team? And after you seen City last by 3-1 to Liverpool, are you confident that West Ham can do it again?
Yeah, like West Ham has done very good signing at the front. They signed Scamacca from Sassuolo. He's a very good talent, of course. He did very good in the Serie A last season for Sassuolo. Of course, he had Domenico Berardi with him on the right. So I think, I don't know who will start between Scamacca and Antonio. Probably will be Scamacca because he's younger, he's a bit faster. Sorry, Ryan. Antonio is good, but like West Ham are a team that, when they have a really good day, they can beat any Premier League team. We saw it last season. When they have a good day, they could win versus most of them. I don't know. They beat Liverpool, of course, last season. I think they drew over City. I'm sure they beat Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. So they are a good team. I hope they beat City. And of course, City, they lost versus Liverpool. Haaland with that miss, of course. Oh, I should not have said that, by the way. I think City will have a slow start to this season because they always have a slow start, no matter who they play. So I'm actually going for 3-2 West Ham.
Wow. I believe that can happen. I think when you look at the record, the last 3 times City play West Ham away from home, 2020, 1-1 draw. 2021, 1-0 win for West Ham. 2022, 2-2 draw. So City haven't won at West Ham for the last 3 games. West Ham beat them once and 2 draw. I think this is going to be a very interesting game. And as with Sebastian, City always starts slow in the Premier League. I believe this West Ham team, I'm going to make it clear. I am predicting West Ham to win 2-1. What said you, Yusuf, on this West Ham game?
I think West Ham, like you said, I think that on their day they can beat any Premier League team. We saw it last season against Liverpool. They beat us 3-2. No one expected that, but I think they are a very good team, and they're going to give City problems. And like we saw in the Community Shield, City's defense wasn't that good, was it? And I think with Jared Bowen, and I think if Antonio starts, they're going to give them big problems. They're going to really, really give them big problems. They've got a lot of pace. City need to keep up with it. I think City are still, they're very good attacking. I think, Haaland could get a lucky goal. That's what I think. But let's just not talk about his miss because that was absolutely abysmal. Yeah, but I think it's going to be an interesting game, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be chances. I'm going to go and say a 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw.
Jersey boy?
Yeah, City have obviously lost a lot of players. I think them moving on Sterling was a bad idea, and Gabriel Jesus. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus had to go because Jesus is no longer in the pecking order because of Alvarez and Haaland. And I think he will really cook at Arsenal. Sterling, I think they really missed a player like Sterling in the Community Shield. I think they will miss those players. See, they've got they made some good signings. Manchester City, West Ham also made some good signings. The thing, my concern is, and Ryan talked about this on the Premier League predictions video about pre-season for City, but I do think they need more pre-season to be more ready. And they only had Club America, Bayern, Liverpool, and they've got West Ham. But I think still City are too good. But I think it's going to be a difficult game, and I'm going West Ham 1, City 2. I think City will win, but it will be a tough game for Manchester City. But City will get the win. I'm going 2-1 City.
Josh, what do you believe West Ham going to do in this game?
I think West Ham will have a good season, but they will come unstuck against Man City. I think Man City will beat them quite comfortably. I think Liverpool have angered Pep Guardiola. I think the worst thing Liverpool could have done was win that Community Shield, because Pep's going to be fuming. He's going to be on that training ground this week, tearing a new one into all the players. The expectation demands. I'm expecting City to come out with a big statement, and I'm expecting them to win that game quite comfortably. I would dare to say something like 3-1, something along those lines. I think City will be very comfortable, and I'm interested to see potentially this Julian Alvarez playing out wide and Haaland playing. People are talking about how could they both play, but I think Julian Alvarez might be utilised out wide this season and could be an interesting one. Of those of you who play FPL, another player that I would tip to maybe have a look at in your team in the longer term is Julian Alvarez.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's go for the last game. Liverpool versus Fulham. It's going to be an interesting game for Liverpool, coming off a 3-1 victory over Manchester United.
City.
He's obsessed with United.
My bad. All right. Jersey boy, what do you think about this game? Fulham, Liverpool.
So I'm gonna give my full. We've got a preview. Before that, we've got a preview later tonight for Liverpool versus Fulham. We'll be going into full score predictions and everything. I'll give my score prediction here, but I will give my full team lineup, etc. on the preview. It's Liverpool for me. I think we look very ready. We look ready to rock and roll. You know, we've had so many preseason games. Of course, we lost 3-0 to Strasbourg last night, but those were all the underrated, practically under 18s playing last night. Carvalho looks amazing. Nunes obviously was crap the first 2 games, but he needed to get the crap out of him because he's looked very good since. You know, he scored 4 against Leipzig, against Salzburg. He was in very, very, very good positions. Just some were very good defensively. And against City, he was good. He's in good positions. Obviously, he had a crap header, which resulted in a penalty, and scored a winner. So I think he's ready. Fulham, of course, come up with a very good championship season. Mitrovic scoring 40 plus goals, tearing up the championship. It's going to be interesting to see Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson's a Fulham now, right? He's a Fulham.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Harry Wilson returning to play against Liverpool and see how he does. Because obviously we've got the dangerous against free kicks against him because he's a good free kick taker. But yeah, Liverpool will be too much for Fulham though. I think we will get a 3-0 win for Liverpool. 3-0. I think Liverpool.
Yusuf?
Fulham.
I think Fulham are going to be difficult. I think they're going to be a difficult team. You know, they're back in the Premier League. I think it's going to be a Liverpool win. I think, like Jersey Boy said, it's going to be too much for them. You know, Salah, I think he's going to continue that record of scoring on the opening day. I think he's going to do that. I think we've got a Greek god who's from Uruguay. I don't know how, but Darwin Núñez, I think he's going to score as well. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I think, like you said, Harry Wilson's going to be a danger as well. We can't give him any free kicks. But I am so happy, so happy and so relieved that we don't have to play Adrian, because he is, I cannot watch another game of Adrian. I'm sorry, Adrian has to go, man. But
bro, you know, think him have a good game yesterday? Although he make a mistake.
He made some mistakes, but that's the thing about him. Yeah, is that he sometimes makes good saves, but he's quite inconsistent. But you know, it's still good that we have Alisson back. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm hoping my team, Liverpool again, hope we can really challenge for that Premier League again. We have a big confidence boost after that 3-1 win against City, and I think we're going to be too much for Fulham. 2-0.
Fair enough. I think Adrian have a good game, and I think he's my man of the match still. Although him could have do better on the second the first goal that City scored still, but that's for another day. People
I think that was more Matip, Ryan, though, than Adrian, because Adrian just unlucky that he catches the ball, but the ball accidentally slips from his grasp, and then Matip Matip doesn't do the tackle, and it leads to Alvarez having an easy tap in. So I think it's Matip's fault. Adrian
To be honest,
made
yeah.
Adrian. The problem, the good thing about Adrian, which was good about that game, was Adrian's kicking was good. Like, yes, he wasn't finding everyone at the time, but there were multiple kicks he got right upfield, like Allison, finding players. Also, we're very good about Adrian. Adrian didn't give the balls to opposition with his kicks. That's the one problem he had. He didn't do that at all. And you know, against Atletico Madrid, he couldn't find a position to get the ball, kicked it out, give it to Lorente. This time, he put it out for throw-ins, which is very good. But Addison's back. That's good news. So, yeah.
To be honest, I was a bit harsh with Adrian. To be honest. I mean, that's a
I
good
was
point,
worried,
but
though. I was worried. I was scared.
I was, yeah, me too. I mean, City, and I was like, Holland gets Adrian. What are we gonna do? There was no one in goal, and he still missed the goal from about 3 yards. So, yeah, I was a bit too harsh with Adrian, to be honest, but it's still good to have Ansa back, you know, guys. You know, still good to have Ansa back.
Yeah. People, we have some special guests on the show tonight for the Liverpool versus Fulham game. People, if you don't know any Fulham fans, link them up, because I would love to have Fulham fans on the channel. This will be a lot of Liverpool supporter. Mike will be here, people. It's going to be a epic match preview. So make sure you guys tuning in 2 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. UK time. All right. So, Sebastian.
Good evening, Rich.
Yes.
Go ahead. Your thoughts on the game.
Well, Fulham, they have a good team, but with this team, I can't see them staying up, of course. They are a JoJo club. I think thank God Allison is back, because I would be not that worried if Adrian started, but we need Allison in goal. Otherwise, we might concede a few goals or something like that. I think Salah, he wants to score. Opening day, he likes to score versus teams in the opening day. Darwin Núñez, I hope he scores. The Uruguayan Greek beast, like Yusuf said. Núñez will be hungry for goals. Same with, I hope Diaz. Please, Luis Diaz, step up. Score goals this season, because we need other players also to score. And Thiago Alcantara, if he has a game like versus City, and Fabinho also plays like he does, I think we're gonna win the league. But let's see. And I'm going to count this season how many times Yusuf says sauce.
The sauce, Thiago. Yeah, you know it's gonna be a season where I keep saying
comfortable 3-0 Liverpool. Comfortable. Over to you, Josh.
I think Fulham will stay up. I think Fulham are going to be a better Fulham side than we've seen their last 2 attempts in the Premier League. I like Marco Silva, the manager. I really like that they've made a really clever signing in João Palhinha. Holding
That's
midfield.
a class signing. Sorry for cutting you off, Josh, but I was going to say that's a class signing.
Yeah. It's like, for me, Sporting Lisbon, Champions League experience, holding midfielder. I watched him play. I watched the pre-season friendly on my channel the other night, Fulham versus Estoril, and he is just so good at reading the game, protecting that back four, and he's going to be really exciting with Harry Wilson, Harrison Reed just in front of him. He's going to be really pivotal. Big question is, how many goals can Mitrovic score this season? Can he emulate what he does in the Championship? Arguably no, because I looked this up. Even when he played at Newcastle, the most amount of goals that Mitrovic has ever scored in the Premier League is 11 in one season. So for a striker, if he's not going to get more than 10 goals, he's going to be in a little bit of bother maybe. But besides that, I like Fulham. I think they'll stay up. Liverpool, they'll be too strong for them on the opening game. I think if Fulham can frustrate Liverpool, if they can get players behind the ball, Liverpool will want to score early. They'll want to just make sure they've scored early. And they feel settled. The longer the game goes on without Liverpool scoring, the more chance you give of Fulham to maybe nick something. But for me, I can't see that happening. I think Liverpool, every time I watch Liverpool, the only question I always ever ask is, has Jurgen Klopp picked the best 11? Sometimes I feel like his 11s are frustrating. I really want to see what's going to happen with the front five in Diogo Jota, Bobby Firmino, Diaz, Salah, and Darwin Núñez. How do you keep all those five happy and making sure that they get that game time? Because obviously we know that sort of, when Diaz came in, Mane had to be shifted down into that false 9 role. So
Oh, damn.
Oh no.
Oh.
Sorry,
Yeah, Josh, like him have a little bit of time connection problem. All right. So hopefully he come back. But
Hey, mate, you're right. So your internet. Josh, it was going really good for a little bit, and it just decided to literally at the end come up, and it's done it again.
I hope the internet fixes. I think it's gonna do a watch along later for championship. I hope it gets better.
It's weird, Josh, because it was working really good for recent, and it just went.
No, I don't know.
You know that reminds me. That reminds me of Manchester United. You start well.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Yusuf's internet.
Oh yeah, that is
always
true.
crap.
That is true. My internet is just like, oh my god.
But yeah, I think Liverpool win 2-0 comfortably. But I'm interested to see how Jurgen Klopp keeps the squad happy this season. I really am. I want to know how he's going to keep everyone happy and rotate, but get the rotations right in the right competitions in the right time.
I think we've got good depth this season in attack. I think the attack is sorted. The one position is right wing. We haven't got any right wingers except Salah. Elliot is the only one. We can play that. Carvalho, he's played on the left really for Liverpool in pre-season.
What about
maybe Elliot. CDM. I'm being really impressed with Bajcetic. Morton's gone on loan to Blackburn, so Morton's gone. Hendo can play in the 6, but if not, this Bajcetic guy looks class. Like, he's 17. Every preseason game he's been in, he's been class. You know, yesterday he was in a very young midfield with him, and he, nearly scored a worldie free kick. Was very good in CDM position. I think we might see a lot of Bajcetic next season, and maybe the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. I think we've got some good youngsters coming through. But we need one more midfielder, and I think that's why Klopp's waiting for Bellingham next summer.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's next?
okay. All right. So I think that's it, people. I think that's it. The preview today is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of Liverpool fans. People, Josh, link me up with the Fulham fans, man. Get it Instagram or Twitter too. I need to get a Fulham fans, man. I just like to have a Fulham fans.
That's what we should do this season, man. I think for every preview we get an opposition fan.
Yeah.
If we can get one.
Like a fan from every club.
Yeah, Everton. I can easily be arranged. I think Doug knows some good people. Obviously, for Villa, we all know who's coming on. It's definitely Josh. No other person's coming on. City, there's those options. Chelsea, you can have halftime TV on. It's always good to have halftime TV on.
But Josh, tell me something. Tell the people them a little bit about your channel and thing. I'm going to pin your channel down in the comment section so the people them can, go over there and show you some love and support and thing.
His internet's gone down.
I don't know why.
Josh.
Yeah, sorry.
Ryan's gonna ping your YouTube channel in the chat so people can subscribe.
Nice.
He just wants you tell you a little bit about your channel so people go subscribe.
Yeah, so I do a lot of watch-alongs. So I cover a wide range of watch-alongs. We have a good chat, good banter in the community, and I've also go do match day vlogs. So I go travel different stadiums across the UK, but I've got some European vlogs lined up this year as well. To go see some German football, some French football. Sebastian wants me to come to Sweden and do an AIK game. So
you probably could do Bodo.
Yeah, big up Bodo Glimt. But yeah, so no, it's all good. Enjoy the watch-alongs, and yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on today. Really enjoyed the chat about the Premier League opening weekend. I can't wait for it all to get started, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
cannot wait. Sadly, I will not be there for the beginning of the season because I'm off to the USA on Wednesday.
By the way, Ryan, will you be there for the Fulham watch along?
Me?
It's going to be 7:30.
Yeah, I will be there. I will be there. I will be.
Ryan, are you going to be up at
7:30?
7:30? Are you going to be awake at 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah, I will set my alarm.
Unfortunately, guys, I won't be able to be there.
It'll be 1:30 your time. 1:30 your time.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to it, and then my mom tells me, okay, Thursday, we're going with some family members. We're gonna go travel. We're spending the weekend there. Maybe a couple more days. So I'll try. I'll let you guys know.
I wish I could be in the watch along, but it's going to be 2:30 in the morning in the USA, and I'm going to be playing guitar probably till 4 in the morning. So I'm not going to be paying attention to the game. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Josh, for coming on.
Just a minute, Jersey boy. Hold on.
What?
I'm going to put Josh thing in the comment section.
Okay, quickly.
Yeah, we have 4 more minutes, man. We'll kill it at to 2 hours.
You want it to be even, then you want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
So yes, people. So that's our Premier League prediction for match day 1. That's Josh channel down in the comment section. I want you guys to go over there, click on it, tell him that Ryan LFC send you guys over there to show him some love and support and thing. But I think it was a very good show. I really appreciate it, Josh. I really appreciate you coming. Sebastian, I really appreciate you coming. Yusuf, I really appreciate you coming. Jersey boy, I really appreciate you coming. Good to see Demo back and stay with us for a long time. Bailey, good to see you coming. Appreciate it, Fresh God. Good to see you. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Anyway, that's what's down in the comment section. I appreciate all of you guys comment. Without the fans, we are nothing. And I believe that if you guys haven't been here, I probably think the show would have done to see all of you guys, over 50 odd people, stick around and to watch the. It's going to be a hectic preview for the Fulham. We're going to have Dave. We're going to have in Michael from football.
Wait, Dave LFC chats.
Yeah.
Yes, the legend.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have some.
And then we'll be back for the next Premier League predictions, probably the 11th or 12th.
Yeah.
Because I'll be back from the USA then. So.
Yeah, Josh, man, Josh, bro, I love your knowledge when it comes on to thing. We still need to link up on your channel and do a Leon Bailey. I think
we do.
We'll just talk about Leon Bailey and what we expect from him and stuff. He has been great for the Reggae Boyz. I can say that for the last 5 games. Bailey has been great. Going into preseason, he was in form, he was in fit, and all of them stuff there. So we expect big things from Leon Bailey this season and stuff. And I wish Stevie Gerrard all the best with Aston Villa, and I hope you guys do well and stuff, man. Big season ahead, man. But I appreciate you joining in, man. Definitely. Yeah,
I really enjoyed coming on the channel. I appreciate it. As I said, I'm going on holiday tomorrow for 10 days. But when I come back, I want to get you on and talk about Bailey of mine, and I'm happy to jump on yours anytime you want, bro.
Where are you going, Josh? Where are you going?
Turkey for 10 days.
Nice. I've been there a couple of months ago. It's really good. You're really gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I love Turkey. Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
I bet it's hot. I'm going to Las Vegas. It's gonna be 40 degrees.
Oh, I've been to Las Vegas as well.
I'm not going free for holiday. I'm going to a guitar camp that's in Las Vegas. So I'm
wow.
playing guitar for 10 hours a day, every day in a hotel, 40
Wow.
degrees. Probably won't leave the hotel because I'll probably be dead of heat exhaustion. But enjoy, Josh. Everyone has a great holiday. Obviously, we'll be back preview later. Then we got watch along on is it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday 12:30. We'll be live from 12. Ryan will be host, and then we'll do preliminary predictions on the weekend. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you, Yusuf, for watching. Thank you for being part of it.
And if you are a Reggae Boyz fans, I break the news, but Paul are not going to be the manager of the Reggae Boyz from a month ago. And everybody say where I get my news from. Stick around. If you
Wait. Who have you heard as a replacement then?
he replaces the assistant coach, Milan Garden.
So Milan Garden's going to be the new coach for Jamaica.
Yep.
Any faith in him? Is this his first big job?
Yo, that's for another show. That's for another show. All right. So
All right.
big up to all of the people them down in the comment section. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Nothing but love. Until next time, from your boy Ryan LFC and Josh, Yusuf, Jersey Boy, we would like to say peace out. But I'm going to leave you guys with the favorite moment of all time, the greatest football game of all time. Nothing top this. And it's have to be the legend, Give Up Origi. Hit the like button on your way out. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace out.
Can Jurgen's men rise against every obstacle in front of them tonight? Still Henderson, safe by the goalkeeper, and in by Divock Origi. And Liverpool have scored early. Then Mane's in the middle, there's not much else to aim for. Now there is, it's in! It's Gini Wijnaldum for Liverpool! He's caught in a beauty! Wijnaldum! Oh my goodness gracious me! The unthinkable! The unbelievable! Liverpool are level from 3 down against Barcelona! The raw emotion of what's going on in this game. Early goal.